April 13th, 2022. While I felt fairly confident I was COVID-free when getting back on trail, doubt is creeping in as I start to lose my voice and the days spent going endlessly up and down are wearing me thin. Fun way to start the morning. Just got dropped off at a winding stair gap by Sunsets. Nice day at the hostel last night. I feel like I've talked more to people yesterday than I have for like weeks. I feel like I'm losing my voice a little bit. Decide how many miles I want to do today. Either 8 or 11, I think. So see kind of how I'm feeling, and it's a pretty early start to the day. It's definitely good to stop and kind of like gather your bearings before setting off, because I thought that I was going to need to go up that. And then I kind of glanced around and saw over there in the trees there's this path that goes this way, and there's white blazes over there. So I do believe, from what I remember seeing on the map, that this will take you to the top of like a peak. I mean, considering how foggy it is, I have no desire to add extra climb to my day today, so I will not be going up there. I'm just going to continue going this way. The climb up today has been pretty gradual, nothing too steep, which has been nice, but it's just been like up the whole time, so it's like the first chance that I'm getting to kind of rest the angle of my feet. I think out of anything, that's the part of my body that feels like the most taxed at the moment, is like my Achilles tendon. It's just getting like super stretched from hiking uphill all day pretty much. So yes, some downhill. This shall be nice. It's amazing how much an interaction with another human being can honestly just make or break your mood. I was coming up this hill, and just this whole afternoon I've just been dragging. I'm just tired today. Tired of hiking. I see there's like a group kind of sitting on the trail, like right before the top, and I'm thinking to myself, like, man, why not just sit at the top, right? Like, you guys are kind of in the way. But I get there, and there's a guy there who just brought up some beers, some PBRs, just to share with some folks. I'm not gonna turn down this trail magic today, and so I just sat down with everybody else, drank the beer. It was great. I feel a lot better now. And now we're up here at the tower, and it's more or less downhill to the shelter. And it's currently 3:16. I've only got like a couple miles to go, so yeah, not too shabby. I think there's a good chance that I would have gotten up here without that trail magic and just like walk right past this. Been like, nope, I'm good. But it's pretty cool up here. Where I am. That's where the bunny is. Very close. Huh. Now in my tent winding down. It's windy, once again. What else is new? It's also supposed to rain in the early morning, so I'll be curious to see how packing up and heading out looks like tomorrow. Another 10.6 mile day planned for tomorrow. We'll see if I make it that far. Either that or 5, but that's not much. Just trying to get to the NOC by Friday. April 14th, 2022.
Packing up all your possessions every morning is quite the chore. It's made even more difficult when you put your shoes on before putting on your gaiters.
It is Thursday. And yeah, everything's very, very wet out today. Just walking down the trail, and I was trying to avoid just like the big mucky spots in between some of these stair areas, and so I stepped on like the log that separates the stairs. Totally almost biffed it. These poles literally saved my ass. Well, we'll see how far I get today. Hopefully it clears up at some point too, so I can kind of air out the tent, which is a little moist. But yeah, we'll see how today goes. It's probably gonna be slow going.
I stop at Cold Springs Shelter a measly 5 miles from where I started the day. The cold and rain of the day and my lack of energy having me contemplating staying put. But the sun comes out and I press on to Tellico Gap.
Once again, trail magic saved the day. I was gonna do a shorter day today, I thought. I was thinking, I'm like, you'll here at Tellico Gap. Maybe I could set up like tent here. But there's not any water here, so that's kind of a problem for just, like eating later and stuff. So I have to continue on to the shelter, but I get down to the gap where the parking is, and there's some folks there with some beer and cookies, and took my trash off of my hands. So you know what, I'll take it. Snack time beer and cookies were nice for like the first 10 minutes, and now I could like really use a nap. Ooh, I still got like 400 feet of elevation gain to do in a very short distance. Alright, let's get there. Let's do this. Finally finished the climb. There's the lookout tower over there, Western Bald.
Speaking of the lookout tower, I glanced at it and was like, cool, and then kept walking. The view, I'm sure, would have been better from the tower, but from where I stood, it felt like good enough. I was tired and ready to get to camp.
Oh shoot, I bet that's Fontana Lake. Woo!
I get to the Whisserbald shelter, where the privy opening is in full view of everyone, and I get my tent set up and some mushroom risotto cooking. I can see Flamethrower and Rachel from where I sit, but I keep my distance. I fear the COVID has gotten to me, as my voice is all but gone, and it is apparent to those around me, as a fellow hiker named Roadrunner sweetly offers me some echinacea tea.
After a very poopy day, turned out to be a gorgeous afternoon.
I receive a message from Keith this evening. He's got to get a root canal. Our plans to meet in Fontana to take a couple days off trail in Asheville will have to be canceled.
Alright, so that's my bear bag up there. And I've got it attached to the tree. And I wrapped it around the tree many times. And it's connected to this rock. It's kind of slung around. So yeah, hopefully that stays. Oh man, 8:26. Definitely past hiker midnight.
April 15th, 2022.
Well, I have to say I'm mildly surprised that this actually stayed put. The knots are not tied super well. But you know what? I'll take it. I will take it. Good morning. It is Friday. And got a short day today. Just kind of up here walking along the ridge. And there's not really a whole lot of elevation gain today, which is going to be pretty awesome. I think it's like 5.5 miles to the Knock, where I'm hoping I could get some kind of accommodation to stay the night, or like a shower at the very least, because that sounds really nice. Hoping that it'll be a good, chill, easy day.
Today is one of my favorite early days on trail. The trail down into the Nantahala Outdoor Center is unique compared to what I have encountered so far. Technical rock descent, ridge walks with freshly growing trees, and
views without trees. It's kind of nice. It's just like going downstairs. Very steep stairs.
I'm cruising along, and my body decides that 2 days of not pooping was not great and wants to evacuate. I rush down the trail, trying to hold it back, until I finally arrive at the shelter that's only 0.8 miles from my final stop of the day. My body can't wait until I get to a normal bathroom, though. I sit and unload, and unfortunately, I've left a little behind in my drawers. I strip off my leggings and soiled underwear and head into the NOC in just my shorts.
So excited, I'm nearly tripping myself. I go like this, so close. Woo!
Getting to the NOC is a treat. The first civilization I get to by foot directly on trail. And when I get there, I enter a Thru Hiker wonderland. Hikers sorting their resupply in the front of the outfitters. Town food, the prospect of a hot shower, warm bed, and the chance to wash my soiled drawers. April 16th, 2022. With breakfast in my belly, I set off from the NOC. This was another big climb everyone talked about. 3,200 elevation gain over the course of the day with no real flat or downhill section until the last mile.
All right, I am officially setting off for the day. I'm feeling all fueled up. Got my waters all filled up and my snacks all ready. Some podcasts downloaded. So a good 27 miles, 27.6 miles between here and Fontana Dam, which is where I'm going to be staying on Monday, and today's Saturday. So 3 days to go 27.6 miles, totally no deal, no big deal. It rained this morning, but it's not supposed to rain for the rest of the day, and then it's not supposed to rain tomorrow, but it's supposed to rain quite a bit on Monday morning. So I figure push the most miles between today and tomorrow, and then do a short day on Monday. I just found a carabiner on the ground. Oop. Score. I was actually needing one of these. Take it. Let's do some hiking.
I don't encounter many people along trail for most of the day. Just snails and a teeny tiny newt.
Look how cute it is. Oh my god. Quite the view.
At the jump up, I bump into Tom and Barry.
Woo! Good point. Oh,
Is this the viewing point?
I think maybe so.
And later encounter Flamethrower and Rachel at the Sassafras Gap shelter turnoff. We all debated continuing on to the next campsite 3.6 miles away, but decided to stay and go easy on ourselves after a very hard climbing day, and we'll push miles with an earlier start tomorrow.
Did you guys find a decent spot up there? Or is it,
That's not bad.
yeah.
Not bad. Not flat. It's not super flat. It's not
Better than nothing.
shelter life?
No, I'm right behind the shelter. Found like a decent flat spot back there. At first I thought you were being serious. I'm like, jeez. Not that big, come on. Give it a little more space. face there.
April 17th, 2022.
Good morning. It's Sunday. A little after 8. I'm setting off for the day. I try to do 15 today to make for a shorter day tomorrow. I just made it to the top of Chihuahua Bald, and it's quite beautiful out there. Yeah, it was quite the climb. I think it was like 600 feet elevation gain in like a mile, less than a mile. So yeah, got the blood moving for sure. I think the rest of the day should be fairly chill by comparison. I mean, 15 miles isn't like super chill, but we'll see how it goes. Blah. I'm ready to start going down. Alright, I made a huge mistake of like laughing at whoever said that the climb out of Chihuahua, or at Stokoa Gap was challenging. Because I was looking at the initial like first mile. There was only like 150 feet elevation gain, and I was like, that's not that bad. But then it kept going up, and it continues to go up. Yeah, I am sweating a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna make it the 15 miles today. Woo. I think I've only gone like 8, and it's already after 2, and it's supposed to start raining here soon, so we'll see.
Do what?
I give you a fist bump. We made it, man.
15 miles!
15 miles. Oh my gosh. So happy to be here. It's not raining yet either. Woo. And we've got flat tent spots.
I realize at the end of this day that I need more food as my hiker hunger begins to kick in. It's a struggle to go the 15 plus miles on the little calories I had, and I'm extremely grateful to get some Easter trail magic at Stokoa Gap in the way of some fresh fruit and granola bars. At Cable Gap, I set up my tent, hang up my food bag after much effort, and eat before calling it a night.
I don't know. This one again. It's not very good. Like, the flavor's okay. The chicken is just like, doesn't dehydrate well.
April 18th, 2022.
The rain eased up a little bit, so I figured it was time to pack up and head out. Yeah, it rained pretty good last night, this morning as well. It was just gonna get these spurts where it just drop a ton of rain. Got things packed up. I just decided to eat this morning in my tent. It's one of those things where it's like, it doesn't really matter what time I get started today because I've only got 5 miles, and I probably won't be able to check in until the usual time, like 3 or whatever. I mean, it would be nice to get to where I'm going. Oh, misty eye of the mountain above. Hiking through this fog is pretty spooky. Where to go? Where to go? Oh, looks like there's trail over there. There's a blaze. Gotta go down the rocks. Thought we were never gonna get out of the forest. Not too far to go now, though. Hey!
Shuttle's coming in 10 minutes.
Yes!
I was on the phone with them for like, it just kept ringing for like 5 minutes, and finally somebody picked up.
Oh, you're a saint. Thanks for doing that for us.
No, I got it worked out.
So finally got to Fontana Village. It's 5 miles today, but they're kind of slow going because everything was so mucky from the rain last night and this morning. So it definitely took a little longer to get here than I anticipated, but we're here now and that's all that matters. So I've just been kind of like zoned out since I've gotten into the room, just kind of like slowly using the facilities and putting my tent out to dry on the balcony, and I think I am going to take a shower now. So get this all figured out and fixed up for civilization, and then maybe some food. So see you guys later. After a much needed shower, I head to the village restaurant for some food and enjoy the sunset while chatting with my folks. April 19th, 2022.
Well, it's Tuesday morning. I'm supposed to be taking a 0, but I was down here at the marina at Fontana Dam and picked up a little resupply. Just like a couple things. I'm going to get some more stuff up at the resort too, but yeah, the trail's right here and the shuttle wasn't there when I got to the parking lot, so I was like, I could either wait or I could wait for them at the shelter, which is 1.4 miles. So I was just like, why not just do a little 1.4 mile cycle pack walk on the AT? Better than doing it tomorrow, in addition to the other like 12 miles that I'd have to do. So yeah, just kind of trekking along. Ha! An obstacle I would have had to worry about tomorrow with my pack on. I think I could get underneath that though without too much trouble. Let's see. Oh my gosh, it's so muddy on the other side. Yeah, no, that was very, very easy. Way easier than if I'd had my pack on. Very pretty walk along the lake shore over here. So nice out today as compared to yesterday. Looking forward to the week coming up, going into the Smokies. It's supposed to be nice all week. Try not to jinx it. It's wood. I knock on it. I'm starting to feel a lot better out here, and I still miss home, and wouldn't mind going back soon. But yeah, it's starting to change a bit. It's feeling better, feeling good. After checking out the famous Fontana Hilton, as this shelter was referred to, I sat and waited for the village shuttle. The shuttle arrived and indicated there was a big trail magic set up by the marina. We stopped by there to pick up more hikers, and I was able to pick up an RX bar, a sewing kit, a couple of Ziploc bags, a bottle of water, and a brownie snack for later. The rest of the evening is spent prepping my things to depart tomorrow. Into the Smokies I will go.